Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use the Vlookup function in Excel. I'm using Excel 2010, but it should be very similar for any version that you may be using. So in this spreadsheet, I have a list of made-up employee names, and I want to look up their employee number. This is just an example of something that you might be working with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cursor in the cell next to the first name that I'm going to look up, and we're going to enter this function just one time and then copy it to all the other names. So I'm going to go up to the function button here right next to the address bar here, or formula bar, and going to click that. And it is something I use fairly often, but it's not showing up here. So I'm just going to type in this box here, Vlookup, just one word, and I'm going to press enter, or you can press go. So there it is, it pops up here. And then also our similar function. So right down here is the description of what you're going to be doing. Sometimes it's a little confusing because it's kind of technical, but you can get an idea of what each function does here. And then it shows the formula, which if you're a brainiac, you can kind of remember this stuff. But I like to use the little wizard here. So I have VLOOKUP selected. I'm going to click OK, and it's going to open up this box here. So lookup value. That's a common, kind of the common denominator. It's something that it's a bit of information that I can look up in another location, and as a point of reference. So I'm going to click on this little box here, and I'm going to click on Troy McGuire. I'm going to hit enter, and it pops up there. Table array. That is the table in which you want to look up the information. Now, keep in mind that whatever information you're looking for in the lookup value, that needs to be on the left. That needs to be the very first column on the left. So I have my information on sheet 1 here, so I'm going to click on this little box here, and I'm going to go to sheet 1. Now I'm not going to start here because that's not going to match up with the information I'm looking at. I'm going to start here because here's first name, last name. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to drag it over, because this is all the information I need is these first these two columns. If I wanted to maybe look up what year somebody started, I would drag it over here, and I can drag it all the way as far as it'll go, but I don't need that much information. So I'm just gonna highlight or select these two columns here, and I'm gonna click back on this box, and so it has what I'm looking up. So the column index number, so that's the column where the results are located. If you can't remember, I mean, I only selected two columns, so I know my lookup value is going to be in column 1, and my answer is going to be in column 2. So I'm just going to press 2, and you can see the employee number pops up down here because I know that that's the employee number. Now, range lookup. You can leave it blank if you want, but I want to make sure that the employee number matches exactly to the name. Sometimes if you leave it blank, if the number's close or the name is similar, it'll pop whatever matches closest or similar. But because I want it to be exactly what my lookup value is, I'm going to type in false. So it's going to find an exact match, not something close, but the exact match. And I'm going to click OK, and there's my employee number. Now, I don't want to have to do that for the rest of these, so what I can do, there's two ways that I can copy this formula down. I'm going to go to the corner of this cell here, and you can see how the cursor changes to a black plus sign. So I'm going to now click with my left mouse button, and I'm going to drag it down like that. And you can see how the lines look. You don't want to this isn't what you're going to be doing. You're not highlighting these. You're not highlighting that. That's not going to copy the formula. You're going to make sure it's not the white plus, it's the skinny black plus, and just drag it down, and boom, there's all the employee numbers. Now, a different way you can do it is by clicking on the cell with the formula, copy, or Control C, and then now this time you'll want to highlight because you're copying and you're going to paste, and then just go up and click on paste, and there you go. You have all your information right there. You can use this for so many different things. Say you have um, vehicle information and you have a stock number and you want to look up the VIN. You can do the same exact thing. There's just so many different ways you can use it. It just makes life so much easier. So I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial, and I look forward to teaching you more helpful things in the future.